An exclusive interview this morning. It's a good one, actually, guys. It's in The Sun. It's with Troy Deeney, and he meets Thierry Henry. They're talking about this decision that Thierry came to quit social media. It's a protest, really, to stop using it until they can keep users safe from abuse. He told Troy Deeney, who's a columnist for The Sun, and also on our show regularly, talkSPORT Breakfast Show, he said he wants the platform to act against anonymous racism and bullying and hopes other players will join the boycott. It is a good piece. I'm reading out bits and bobs from it at the moment. How can you press send when it's abuse? It's a global issue, not only about race. Not enough is enough. They can take down videos you don't own. Why not hate too? That's the big one for me, really, that when you post something that involves Premier League footage, gets taken down immediately. The quickest thing ever. This user doesn't have rights for this, whatever. But when it's abuse, it can stay up there. Andros, what do you think about Thierry's stance?
Of course, it's going to take someone like Thierry Henry, a well-renowned figure, to get the ball rolling. But ultimately, one player leaving social media is not going to force these big companies into changing the way they do things. It's going to take, like Troy said, it's going to take other players, other actors, singers, and all these big media figures to take a stance and really protest and to really get change. Because it's true, I didn't think of it, but he's actually right. He's exactly right with what he says. You put a video without copyright permission, it's gone. It's gone like that. So it can be done when it's obviously hurting them. It can be done. So why are we not doing it for racism?
Would you consider doing it?
Yes. Unfortunately, at the moment, me leaving social media, nobody will bat an eyelid. But if there's 50, 100, 200 of us, of course, I'll be a part of it for sure.
Hey, we've missed you.
I'd say right now, well, I'm thinking about coming off it, and I think social media will collapse if I come off mine. Well,
Instagram
the social,
cover.
I'll tell you right now, you're scoffing there, Woodsy, but the social media world would crumble if I come off Insta.
It would. You do make my
You
mornings,
have been
actually.
a big addition to my Instagram feed, yeah.
Hasn't he? You didn't realise that you could live without, or Ali's landscape in the morning, those deers.
But in all seriousness, as a point that we've been making for it seems like years now, light years it seems like, if these guys can control the social media, which the way they can, if you put a footage of a goal up, it's off instantly. Why can't they do something about it? And I keep going back to people should have, responsibility for what they say, and it's whether they give an address or whatever it is. I just don't think it's too difficult.
I would wonder whether or not how it would affect your life, and whether or not you would actually maybe be happier. Because I've done it once.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
I've done it once for. Must have been, I remember I went on holiday and I just decided for 10 days I'm just not going to go on Twitter at all. Yeah. And it was quite nice. And I've done it again when I'm not on holiday, where I just deleted the app and just didn't have it for a while because it was so abusive. I just thought, I can't handle this right now. And it was actually a breath of fresh air. And in our industry...
It must be terrible, that.
Well, in our industry, Ali, what is really handy is you go onto social media and you know exactly what's happened in football. You get people's opinions and stuff like that. And that's where it is really good and really handy. But you can get that elsewhere. So... I don't know, maybe it's something that I would consider doing. I'm not sure. I'm the same as you, Andros. I don't think me coming off social media would make a difference to the cause. But then if everybody had that same opinion, maybe it would.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
There's lots to think about, really, isn't there? But ultimately, it is about the fact that, I keep going back to this, I cannot believe it. If you post something that is deemed to be infringing copyright laws, down immediately. And I wonder, Ali, whether that's, this gets into a question that perhaps we can't answer on this show, but whether or not it's because you can sue for things like that.
Oh, it's money. You better. Listen, make no mistake about it.
Money.
It's money. Absolutely, it'll be finance. Of that, there's no doubt, would you? If it's easy enough for them to do, and they do it immediately, you've got to ask yourself the question, what is more upsetting to people? Is it them seeing a goal illegally? Or is it somebody being racially abused? Clearly, it's the latter. So, and they're doing something about the former. So there has to be a reason for that. And my old cynical guess would be finance somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Have you
know what I will say as well, though?
Yeah.
You know what I will say, so quickly. Over the weekend, former footballer Ashley Kane, his daughter suffering with leukemia. He started a GoFundMe page to raise money to take her overseas for treatment, and he got 1 million within 16 hours, I think it was. And then it makes you sit back and think, wow,
No.
this platform can be so good
Powerful.
at times.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah.
See, that's just a brilliant story, that is.
But that's the worst thing about it for
Yeah.
me, is that it can be used for such good and
be so good,
positivity. And every now and then it really makes me laugh. I see something on it and I think that is so great. And that's come from the
Yeah.
platform and from everybody in the world coming together. And sometimes I think if you came off it, would you lose that window into the world that you don't have access to without it? But until they can sort it out, I think they'll start to lose. I think they'll start to lose users. I'm not sure how quickly that'll happen and if that will make a huge effect. But you've also got, someone like Wilfried Zaha, who's been really open, and I've spoken to him once or twice about this kind of topic for interviews that we've done for various different outlets. And I know that he is almost a bit uncomfortable about feeling like he's always got to be the one to speak about it because he's got a big profile. But sometimes it becomes the responsibility, like you say, of someone like a Thierry, someone with a big following, to take a stand, Andros.
Yeah. Yes, it's like you said, it's inspirational for us footballers when you see someone of that stature come to the decision to come off Twitter and really take a stance like Wilfried has done with taking the knee recently. So yeah, it's going to take a conversation in the dressing room. It's only one conversation, maybe it be in the Premier League or further down, where they say, right boys, let's all follow Thierry Henry's lead. Let's all come off Twitter. Let's all come off Instagram and let's really start something here and see if we can actually force change by protesting and coming off their platform.
Yeah, because everyone did it for a day, didn't they, a while ago? They decided to do it for a day. There was the blackout as well. And for a day, I don't think it really hits anyone hard, does it?
No.
It's a nice gesture, but it doesn't really... The companies go, cool, all right, well, you'll be back tomorrow, so we'll just, we'll wait till then.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.